Hello and welcome to today's video where I'm going to chat about the products that haven't worked for me for one reason or another. There are some PR products here that I was sent. There are also some products that I got for free as gifts with purchase, and then there's one that I bought myself. You may have seen some of my empties videos before, and I also do like makeup try-ons and things like that, but there are some products that won't make it to my empties because they just don't work for me, so I either pass them along or declutter them or whatever you want to call it. I just thought I'd chat about some of those products today. So it's kind of, I suppose, a de-influencing video, although I don't think any of these products are particularly trending at the moment. I did a clear out of my makeup last week and I just thought, okay, I need to talk about these products before I pass them along and just share why they didn't work for me. None of these are like scathing reviews. Most of the time there's a reason that something doesn't work for me. It's not that it's just a bad product, it's maybe that it just doesn't suit my preference, especially when it comes to PR products, because obviously I didn't necessarily choose those products. They were sent to me a lot of the times unsolicited, so I don't know what I'm going to get. In those cases, sometimes you're sent things that don't work for your skin type or your skin tone or something like that. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know if you've tried any of these products, or let me know if there are any products that you just didn't get along with and you had to pass on to a friend or family member or something like that. I'd love to know. So yeah, let's get started. The first product was sent to me by the brand, which is kind of weird because it's, well, I'll start by telling you what it is. It's the bareMinerals Complexion Rescue Natural Matte Tinted Moisturizer, and this has SPF 30 in it. So this product was sent to me by the brand. I used to get products sent to me by bareMinerals for a few years, and then they kind of switched their PR, so their PR was no longer in the UK and it moved to Ireland, and I think they had sent my details to the new PR agency, but for whatever reason I'm not on the list. But then I randomly got sent this by the UK PR like maybe a year ago, so I just really don't know. If you know sorry, excuse the seagulls. If you know bareMinerals, they have a range of base products that are under the name Complexion Rescue. So they have the regular Complexion Rescue, which I've tried before and I really like. They did have a Complexion Rescue foundation stick, which was one of my all-time favourite foundations. It was so good. They discontinued it and I don't want to say devastated, but I was really annoyed because I was just like, why would you discontinue such an amazing product? It was just so creamy, so easy to blend. It just made your skin look flawless. It was just an unbelievable product, and yeah, I'm so sad that they don't make that anymore because it was truly one of my favourite base products. But I do really like the Complexion Rescue, the original one. I don't think I would buy it myself, but I do like it. If that is your thing, it's one of those products that would be really good for dry skin or people who like a mineral sunscreen in their makeup. This one also has a mineral sunscreen, but it is a matte finish or a natural matte finish. So it says it is sheer to light coverage. There are 20 shades. They claim that it will like even out your skin tone, blur imperfections. It has a mineral SPF with UVA and UVB protection. It's oil free, 95% natural, vegan and cruelty free, and it's suitable for oily combination and also sensitive and acne prone skin, which is really good. If you fall under any of those categories, this could be worth checking out. I do have normal combination skin, so I can get quite oily in my T-zone, and then I can also get a lot of dryness around the perimeters of my face. I can also get dryness like on the sides of my nose. So I am like a really very kind of a typical combination, like straight down the line. I have both oiliness and dryness. This should be for me, but it just isn't. This is the shade Opal 01, which I think is the cool toned shade. Like I said, there are only 20 shades, but because it's a sheer to light coverage, you can get away with kind of going either side of your normal shade, or you know, you can kind of make shades work for you because it's so sheer. It's not that I don't like a matte finish. There are some matte foundations that I really like. I love the Prada one, which is like I suppose a soft matte or a luminous matte, and then there was like the Lancome Judydoll. There was the bareMinerals Bare Pro, which was their like full coverage foundation, which I really loved as well. But there's just something about this. It's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like a contradiction because it's a tinted moisturizer but a matte finish. So already to me that doesn't make sense, because when I think of tinted moisturizer I think hydrating, a glowy finish, really nice and natural looking, but it just doesn't work for me. It's just not the right finish for my skin. I find that this tends to settle in my pores. I kind of have larger pores around my, or more visible pores should I say, around my nose and the sides of my on my cheeks here, and kind of around my chin and that kind of thing. So I find that it kind of sits in those pores, and it also clings to dry patches, which other foundations don't do on me. So even though I do have combination skin, this is just not the right finish for me. It doesn't work on my skin. It's too matte for me. I was hoping that it might be more like a soft matte like some of the other matte foundations that I have, and I do like to have a couple of matte foundations in my collection just for kind of, I suppose, days. They tend to be longer lasting. So I would say if you have like true oily skin or sensitive acne prone skin, this could be a really good product for you. It's aimed at those skin types. It's just probably not for a normal combination skin. It's a little bit too matte for me. So this was one that was just a case of it doesn't work for my skin type. Even though I thought it might, it just doesn't. It could be the perfect product for somebody else, but it's just not for me. So sadly, I'm going to pass this along to somebody who maybe has oilier skin than me. bareMinerals, if you're watching this, please bring back the Complexion Rescue foundation stick, because it's like one of the best products ever. So I'm very sad about that, but yeah, just didn't work for me, but it could be perfect for somebody else. The next product is probably one I should have gotten rid of a long time ago. I think I have this 3 years now, and it is a cream product, or it's a balm, I suppose. It is the Tower 28 SuperDew Highlight Balm. This is it. I will just show you how it looks. So that is it. I'll pop some on my cheekbones just to kind of show you. I got this in it was kind of like an edit that was a collaboration between Katie Jane Hughes and a brand called Cosmetips, and they did like this collaboration bag where they had a whole bunch of brands that were Katie Jane Hughes's favorite brands, and you got the products for like a really reduced price, like majorly reduced price. And this was one of the products because she loves this product, or she did love this product anyway. It is a glitter and shimmer free balm highlighter. I think it's around €21 or $18, £18, that kind of price, and there is a 12-month expiry on it. But it just kind of does nothing. Like, I just feel like my skin doesn't look that different when I use this. Like, that is it right on the back of my hand. Excuse, there's other swatches here, so please excuse that. But it just gives like the very slightest sheen to your skin, and I just don't think it's worth the money. I mean, I like natural makeup, I like glassy skin, I like a highlighter. It just is nothing. To me, this is the equivalent of putting Vaseline on your face. And Vaseline is a hell of a lot cheaper than this. So I just don't really understand the need for this on the market when it doesn't contain anything. It's literally just a clear balm. It has that really kind of a sticky tacky feel to it as well. It doesn't dry down, it stays like sticky tacky. And you know, if you're out and it's windy, you know, your hair is going to stick on it. It's just not for me, and it should be something that's for me because I do love like a really nice kind of a glass skin look, but I think this is too editorial for me, and it kind of just gives me nothing. They could have done this in a different way where they maybe added a little bit of colour to it, or a little bit of like luminosity, a little bit of like a pearl or something, just to make it that bit different, because this is something that you could use maybe on your eyes as well. I think it's too editorial for a lot of people. I think if you were a makeup artist, you would probably find a use for this, but for I think the everyday consumer, I just cannot see who would want to buy this. I don't know who's buying this and is getting excited about it, you know? Like I don't know, it just does nothing. And I suppose when I have cream and liquid highlighters that I really like the Lisa Eldridge one, the Vive one, it just is like literally giving me nothing. It's just like essentially like a Vaseline kind of thing, like or any kind of a clear lip balm. So yeah, that is just to me not worth the money for what it is. I just feel like you could get the same effect by literally just putting Vaseline on your face. So it's not for me, maybe a bit too editorial for me, and I just didn't really use it. So that is it's 3 years since I got it. I think Tower 28 is a clean brand as well, so I think I'm just going to recycle this because I just wouldn't feel comfortable giving it to anyone at this stage. The next one is still in the box because I've used it a few times and it just, again, is not for me. It's the Trinny London Eye to Eye eye shade. This is the shade Dawn and it is described as a neutral champagne. The formula is described as a moisture enriched cream based eye shade, rich in pigment, colour can be built up and you are supposed to use your fingers. It is €24 and it is made in Italy as well, just if you were wondering. This is the only makeup that I've tried from Trinny London, but it has this kind of like, you can stack it, so you can add kind of all of these different shades on top of it, which I quite like. And if you're somebody who's maybe a little bit minimal about your makeup, it's a nice way to be able to kind of like keep everything together. But it is this shade, which I think in the pan or in the pot it looks really nice, but let me just show you. So that is it. Try and show you as best I can. Swatch. That is it. So as you can see, that barely registers on my skin, and I have very, very light skin. I'm gonna just do another bit just to kind of really show you that I'm not exaggerating. Another layer. That is it. So you can see, even if I move that to the side, there is very little base pigment in that, but there is also very little shimmer in it. It's a moisturizing formula, so it is supposed to be a little bit more emollient than most cream eyeshadows, which would tend to set down. You can see even from far away, that's almost like a cream highlighter for my skin tone. It just has very little to it in terms of pigment or shimmer. It's not as if it's even like a sheer base with like a shimmer topper that's going to give you that kind of like space cowboy effect. It just has so little to it that it's kind of pointless to me. And this is me being very, very pale. It's nearly the shade, the base shade is nearly the same as my skin tone. So it just did not work on me. It just didn't really do anything on my eyes. Like I could barely see it on my eyes, and then it also just like creased and looked patchy. I've tried it a few times now. I've used my fingers, I've used brushes, but it just doesn't work on me. Granted, I have oily eyelids, so I usually have to use a primer. I did try this with and without a primer, and it just kind of got all creasy and moved around and was patchy. But you know, it looks like such a nice kind of a champagne, like a rosy champagne shade, but it just, when you apply it, it just is barely there. I'm sure it's down to the shade, because I know that people really like these. To me, this brand is kind of aimed at kind of more mature skin, maybe people who have quite dry skin or like skincare in their makeup, that kind of thing. But it just does nothing for me. It just really, like, it's kind of like, I wanted to demo this in a short form content when I got it, and I was like, I actually can't even see it on my eye, so there's no point in me like filming this because you can't actually see it. So it's just not for me. Maybe one of the deeper shades would work better, but I just feel like if I am one of the palest people that I know and I can't use this, then I just don't know how it actually might work better on somebody with deeper skin than mine. I am going to give it to my mom and see if she wants to try it, because she is a very no makeup person. She doesn't really wear eyeshadow, so this actually could be the ideal thing for her, because she could literally just apply it with her fingers and like tap out the edges and she wouldn't have to use a brush. So it could be the ideal thing for somebody who maybe wants something quick and just like a wash across their eye and doesn't want to have to deal with brushes or blending or any of that kind of stuff. That is the only person that I could see using this and liking it. So it's just not for me. It's just not, it's not enough for me. I like sheer eye looks. I like a cream eyeshadow, but this just did not work for me the way I wanted it to, and I just don't think it's the right product for my preferences. So I'm gonna give it to my mom and see what she thinks of it, and maybe she'll love it. But if you have tried these, let me know, and let me know, am I doing something wrong? Have you tried a different shade in these and do you like it? Let me know, because I just couldn't understand this product at all. And I think like for the price, it's €24. It's not like crazy expensive, but I just think for €24 it just does nothing. So yeah, sadly this was not a hit for me at all. This is one that I am really sad about, because I was really excited to try these, and this is a brand that I really love, but they just don't work for me. I can't get them to do what I want them to do, and I've read reviews, I've seen people apply them, I've seen people rave about them, I've seen people say the same thing that I have said about them. I just can't get them to work for me, and maybe it's just not the product for me, and that's okay. These are the Surratt Soufflé eyeshadows. They have the gorgeous Surratt packaging. It's in this little kind of a glass box, and they sent me 3 of the shades. I'm going to show you the inside of it. So it's this little tub, and then you have a little thing here, take it off, and it's called a souffle eyeshadow. So it is a water-based formula with a whipped texture and a cooling feel. It's supposed to be buildable, fast drying, non-creasing, long wearing color and dimensional shimmer. You are supposed to use your fingertips and then let it dry and then build it up if you want to. So I will just show you. So this is the texture. Hopefully you can see. It's that kind of like really funny texture. That is it on my finger. This is the shade Pluie Mauve. And let's see, let's keep it here. That is it. So as you can see, very kind of sheer. I'll let that dry and I'll do another layer and I'll show you, but I'll just show you the other shades as well. I also have the shade Gris, which is this kind of like taupey gold. So let's have a look at that one. That is it. As you can see, that looks amazing in the swatch. And then that is it when you apply it. So it does look really nice. Again, quite sheer, but like a really nice sheer eyeshadow. This is the one that I was probably most excited about. This is called Matin Vert. And let's do this one. That is like, look at how amazing that looks on my finger. Let's do it here. That is it. Like, such a nice shade. As you can see, they're all quite sheer to medium. I'm going to do a second coat of the Pluie Mauve just to show you. I'll use a different finger. And it should have dried down by now. So then I'm going to go over it. So you can build it up, but if you look, I mean, it's on my hand with hair on it, so it's kind of hard to see. But you can build it up to get a bit more opacity. It doesn't, like, it's not a fully opaque eyeshadow. I love the actual shades. I just can't get these to work on me. I have tried it with my fingers. I've tried it with a flat brush. I've tried it with a fluffy brush. I've tried it every way that I could think of. I can't get them to work on my eyes. I've tried them with and without primer. I've tried them over other eyeshadows, which they say on their website that you can do, and I've tried them under eyeshadows, and it doesn't work. You can pat them onto your eye and then blend out, let it dry, and then add another layer. If you do one layer, to me it's not enough, and then if you do 2 layers, they just end up looking patchy and unblended, uneven, not very well applied, and like you can get like kind of clumps of glitter in one section and then like nothing in another section of your eye. So I can't get these to work for me. Maybe they're just not for my eyes. I don't know, but I was so sad because when I saw them I was like, oh, those colors are so gorgeous. I mean, particularly the green is so nice. Like they're all such kind of nuanced, muted kind of shades, and I love the shades themselves and how they look, and when they're on my finger they look incredible, but they just didn't work. I couldn't get them to work. I couldn't get them to look even or in any way blended and nice. I just couldn't get them to work for me. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's my technique, I don't know. I've tried everything that I can think of and they just don't work for me. Maybe it's the shades. I've seen people use some of the lighter shades and they seem to maybe work better because they don't have as much of a deep base pigment, but I can't get these to work. And these are I think they're 41.90. Yeah, they're 41.90, and like they're water based, so they're not going to last that long, you know. They have to keep that lid on and keep it tight so that they don't dry out, because they can easily dry out if they're not closed properly. They just don't work for me. I wish they did, because like that is, what is that, 340s, so it's essentially like over €100 worth of eyeshadow, and I've barely used them. Like I've used all 3 of them a good few times to try and get them to work, and I can't get them to work, and it's annoying because they look so beautiful in the packaging and on my finger, and the shades are so gorgeous, but they just don't work for me. So that is one that I'm so disappointed about, obviously because they're more expensive and because they're shades that I really love the look of. It's more disappointing that they don't work for me because I really wanted them to. And I've tried the other Surratt eyeshadows and I love them, but these are just, they're not for me, and I just have to accept that. Sadly, that was another one that was just a bit of a fail. The last 3 items that I'm going to talk about are 3 mascaras. One of them I'm still using at the moment, but I'm just going to talk about it and kind of say why I just don't really like it. But the other 2 are 2 that I got for free, so I'm not too sad about it. But I was making an e.l.f. order last year and I got a mini of the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. So this is like a travel size. This is one that I wanted to get the big size of because I had heard good things about it, but I just kind of couldn't really use it. It was just not, I just really didn't like it. This is the brush. As you can see, it's quite a big brush. It's that hourglass shape. The formula is quite dry. So for me, it's too big for my lashes. I find it really awkward to get under, like into the roots of my lashes and do my usual, like I zigzag and kind of twist and bring the wand up to disperse the product evenly from root to lash. I just can't do that with this. It's too big and too awkward of a shape. I prefer a thinner, kind of more tapered wand. This is just too big. Like you can see it compared to the size of like the small packaging. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of this brush, so that's obviously one of the big reasons why I didn't like it. But also the formula was very dry. I found that it literally almost made my eyelashes look less than they are naturally. Like it's like they took away lashes from me. Very thin, very spindly, no volume, very little length, and clumpy and dry and flaky. I know that sometimes when you get a smaller version of a mascara, it just doesn't work as well as the full size. So part of me doesn't want to like say it's like a bad mascara. It just didn't work for me. I just didn't like the formula. I didn't like the brush. I didn't like the finish. Didn't like how it made my eyelashes look, and thankfully it was free, so I didn't waste money on it, but it's just a bit annoying. I just stopped using it because I just really didn't like how my eyelashes looked, and I don't normally do that with mascaras. I always try and make them work, but I just couldn't with this. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't what I wanted, and I won't be buying the full size of that. So sadly, that was another fail. Another one, and this was like a free gift with purchase. I bought 2 Revlon lipsticks last year, and when you spent like whatever it was, €15, you got a free mascara. So this is the Revlon Color Stay Xtensionnaire. Just such an unnecessary name. I don't know if I've ever tried Revlon mascara, but I definitely haven't tried. If I have, I haven't tried one in like probably 15 years. So yeah, I already wasn't expecting much, but it was free. So the first thing I didn't like about this again was the wand. It is so bizarre. It's like there's like chunks cut out of it. It's like a twisted bristle. It's supposed to be tapered, but I just don't find it to be tapered because it's kind of the same width the whole way around except for the very, very top of it. So I found it so awkward to use. It didn't give me the effect that I wanted. It was very wet. It was like a mixture of the brush and the formula. With this one, it just really did not work for me at all. I don't know what that brush is. Like, it's just so... I've never seen a mascara brush like this, and I never want to see one again because I just find like, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, there's just no need to have this. There's a reason that no mascara wands look like this. It just didn't work for me. It felt like, you know, if I was applying it from the bottom, there was only bristles on here and on here. So it wasn't like getting all of my eyelashes, so then I had to kind of like move it over and go again. Now obviously you could twist it up like that and try and do it, but I didn't like the effect I got from it. So again, another one that I just stopped wearing. I was kind of like, I haven't bought it, I haven't wasted my money, there's no point in me wearing a mascara that I really hate, so I just stopped wearing it. So, you know, it's not going to go into my empties because I didn't empty it, so I still wanted to talk about it and kind of give my 2 cents. I've never heard anyone else talk about this. I can't remember the last time I heard anybody mention a Revlon mascara, and maybe there's a reason why, because it just did not work for me. So I can understand why they were giving this away for free, because it just was not, it was not the mascara for me. It just didn't work. The final product is the newest of the bunch, and this is one I'm still using, so I'm not 100% on it. I'm gonna give it a bit more of a try, but I'm fairly sure I'm not going to change my mind on it. This is the Judydoll Curling Iron Mascara, and this is the shade 02 Brown. I'll be honest, I mostly bought this because of the wand, and I wanted to try it. I heard it was really good. I wanted to try it. I know that Surratt has a wand like this. What is it called? The Lash Tint Mascara. So it is the most unusual. It's like a slightly angled iron mascara, ridges in it, and you can see there is like the formula is deposited in the little kind of crevices. So you apply it the same way as you do any mascara. You put it at your roots, zigzag through, lift it up, and it has also like little tiny fibers, and it is extremely waterproof and lifting and curling. So if you are somebody who has very straight eyelashes, you might really like this. The thing that I found difficult, I felt like it just kind of coated the base of my lashes and the front of my lashes, and then when I got to the tips I couldn't brush through my lashes, so they were kind of like getting tangled, and kind of like there was a gap, and there was like one over here and one over here. They didn't look defined enough. They were kind of all like, not clumpy looking, but they weren't like combed through. Anytime I tried to like build up on it, I was just making them clumpier because they weren't separating. They were like staying where they were because it's not a brush. So I just didn't really like it. I do like that it's brown and it lasts so well, especially in the heat. So waterproof, like it's not going to budge on you. And I do like fibres in a mascara as well, so I did like that element of it. But it just didn't comb through my lashes the way I like a mascara to, and separate them and kind of lengthen and define them. It kind of looked a little bit too like all over the place, a little bit kind of raggedy. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, like I might just use it on my bottom lashes maybe, because they're not as kind of, there's not as much of them, so I might just in the future use this on my bottom lashes instead of my upper ones, because I just found that it didn't give the effect that I wanted on my top lashes. This is a C Beauty brand, a Chinese brand, and I have heard a lot of their products are great. This is, I think, the first product that I've tried of theirs, but it just wasn't what I wanted. I like my eyelashes to be a little bit more kind of separated and defined and lengthened, whereas I just felt like this was too, maybe it was because of the fibres as well, but they were all kind of just a little bit messy looking. And I used it a lot over the past couple of weeks because we've had like a heat wave here, so I wanted to wear a really long lasting mascara. It's like so hard to get off. I know that they do a mascara remover as well, but I never bother with those because I just feel like it's an extra product that I don't need. So I just use my oil based waterproof eye makeup remover, and that gets rid of it. But it's just not what I wanted. I was intrigued by the wand, I was sucked in by, you know, the weird wand, but I know that the Surratt one, I know that people love that one, so I don't know, it's just not for me. Maybe I'm just not the right, I don't have the right eyelashes for it. Maybe you need like straighter lashes for it or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, it just isn't what I wanted it to be. I will continue to use it because it's the only waterproof mascara that I have at the moment, and it's brown, so it's really nice for like no makeup days. But yeah, I'm not going to be buying it again. There are other waterproof mascaras that I much prefer, so that was just not for me. So those are all of the products that just did not work for me for whatever reason. I don't think any of them were like all bad, they just weren't what I wanted. They weren't right for my face or lashes or eyes or whatever, or my skill set. It's disappointing when products don't work. Thankfully they were mostly PR products or free products, so I didn't actually waste that much of my money. I tend to be very thorough with researching the products that I'm going to buy, so it's very rare that I'm disappointed with a product that I bought myself. But obviously when you're getting things sent in PR and when you're getting things for free, like as a gift with purchase, you don't know what you're getting. It's a product that you probably wouldn't have bought yourself, so they just don't always work the way you want them to, and sometimes it's just a bit disappointing. So yeah, what can you do? I am going to try and pass some of those onto new homes, and the other ones are going to be recycled because, like the mascaras, I can't pass them on. Let me know if you've tried any of those products and you like them, because I just want to know who might like those products so that I can maybe add that in a pinned comment. But yeah, they just weren't for me, and that's okay. Not every product is. None of them were outright awful, like just terrible products. They just did not work for me, and you know, sometimes that happens, and that's okay. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've tried any of these products, or if there are any products that you've tried recently that have disappointed you or that just haven't worked for you. And I will see you next week with another video.